So hello, my name is Chris Derito. I'll be your host for the Brotherhood Banter, where we get to talk about matters affecting men and pertaining the lives of men. So today I have my guest, Eric, and we will talk about life for a man, basically during starting, and where to start, and how to go about it. He's a certified engineer. He has done building construction. He's a good friend of mine. He's a person who I love to reckon with in terms of the mind. He's very wise, and I would urge for you to give him his ear. So, Eric.
I'm grateful to be here and to be able to be a family of this podcast. In terms of talking to young men and acknowledging our struggles in life and how we can counter and tackle them. We are here to discuss more about the young man and how we can move forward as a team.
True. So for example, nataka sasa to picture kuna msee amemaliza campus, pale nje, kuna msee amemaliza college pale nje, and they've just finished their studies and they do not know where to go and how to start life, what to do. They do not have any connections. So nataka sana connections. We are connections. He basically is starting from scratch. And what would you tell mtu mwenye anaanza scratch sahi? Ama ingekuwa wewe, how would you go about it? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, my thoughts on a young man who has just finished his education, we already have mentors because we had lecturers who are teaching us on how to become, for example, engineers, businessmen in school, according to the course we were taking. They have acted as your advisors for the last 2 to 3 years, according to the course you are taking. So I will encourage one to speak to any lecturer that you are close with or a mentor at school, at the college campus you are in, somebody who may guide you on the line that you are taking.
Okay, and what do you think? How should one go about the pressure of becoming successful as a man, financially? Because in the society we live in, we both know it is not easy as a man. And of course, everybody expects someone to figure things out within due time. It is only fair to say, and it is only true that the pressure for a man to be successful financially is not equivalent to a woman. So how would you urge somebody for them? How would they be able to sustain that pressure, and how would they go about it?
Well, when it comes on pressure, everyone has their own type of pressure. An engineer who's in a business to the person who's starting the business, the business idea he has, we all have challenges. When it comes to financial challenges, you need to find somebody you can talk to. Let me call them a coach. A coach is somebody who can guide you through the stages you are going in life. And because personally, like, this may be a new stage for young generational men of our age, and we need to work on how to find a good coach who can teach you on how to work in this line of work, financially, mentally and physically. Somebody who's going to keep you in check, in short. So you need to find a friend, somebody you can rely on, because there's a difference between a coach and a mentor. A mentor is somebody you look up to, but a coach is somebody who will be willing and is willing to guide you and to tell you where you are wrong. Somebody you can share it to with your daily activities. Like, this is the plan I have and this is what I'm thinking about. How will I tackle this and how will I handle this? So ukipatana with that one person, if you can be lucky enough to find a coach who can guide you in the direction of financial freedom, somebody who is willing and who has the time, they can take you so much far.
Wait, I mean, scholar joke. What difference a coach and mentor?
There's a difference between a coach and a mentor. Mentor is somebody you look up to. Somebody who, a mentor may not always be around. You may look up to somebody as a mentor and he's not always around there, but he's there for the most major and impactful points in your life. A coach, for example, is like let me use the basic example, a coach for sports. This is somebody who's there to build you each and every single day. Somebody who sees all your shortcomings. You are learning with
True.
and is also learning from you. But mainly he's there to guide you, ama she's there to guide you on how to work on yourself. Because they will able to identify the issues you're facing each and every single day. Mtu ataona you're lacking in this area, and he'll or she will be able to tell you, this is what you should do and this is how you should tackle it. I need you to work on this and that instead of just focusing on the big picture. Because you'll need to learn how to manage the little things that you're not seeing, ama you see that they don't have value to achieve the greater purposes. So for a mentor is somebody you may talk to and go to if you have something big. Like you have a major deal and somebody who has been there to hold your hand along the way, even though they are not there each and every single day.
True.
But a coach is a daily partner who is pushing you, who is encouraging you to be something better, to be someone better.
So basically, a coach is somebody who walks with you through every step of the way.
Yeah.
But a mentor is somebody who is there for certain big occasions.
Yeah, big occasions, or let's say the important things in your life. Yes, everything is important, but because mentors mainly don't have a lot of time.
True.
If you are looking for a mentor, you may find a mentor, but they don't have that sufficient time to be handling all of your cases, because they are also busy managing the big businesses that they have already achieved, the ones you aspire to have. But a coach, yes, he may or she may have a business, but is also having the availability of time.
Yeah.
Somebody who can guide you, and that's the difference mainly between a coach and a mentor.
Okay, so I have a question away from that. What is your definition of a man? Because let me give you more context. Sorry.
Yeah.
You see, growing up, we have different varieties. Growing up, you hear different varieties, different opinions of different men, different definitions of men, rather. And I am really eager to know what is the definition of a man, because at one point mimi nikigrow up nilikuwa nasikia a man is somebody who is masculine, a man ni mtu authoritative, a man ni mtu akiingia, for example in the traditional setup ilikuwa akiingia kwa nyumba tuone na bedroom na get. Kuna watu wengine walikuwa wanasema a man is somebody who has money ama who is successful rather financially. Wengine wanasema man should be hardworking. So what is your own personal definition of a man? Ama how do you define yourself as a man rather?
Well, as a man, you need to be, can I say, well-rounded. Because there is no one definition of being a man, because you can't tell me you'll be a masculine man and not be a loving man. As a father, as a friend, you'll also need to be loving to your siblings, the people close to you, the people you value. So when I say well-rounded, you may not be perfect in everything, but at least you have an idea of how to handle situations as a man, according to how the challenges you face in life. Because there are challenges you will not be able to encounter on your own. You will need to seek help. A man is somebody who, yes, we are told not to seek out, not to share our burdens with women, our wives, the loved ones you have close to us. But you may choose a circle of friends who can be your walking stick when you are not able to stand on your own. So being well-rounded enough is meaning you have a group, bonds that you have built, friendships that you have built that make you stronger even when you're weak. Somebody who can support you, people who can support you without judging you, with the only goal of you to stand up on your own 2 feet and to help yourself.
Yeah.
So as a man, we can say you are a person who, yes, you're authoritative, you're loving, you're caring, all of those factors in considered at the same point. But yet at the same time, you are thinking of your loved ones and the people you care about, so that you may not make them feel lacking. You may make them feel like they are not enough. They need to be afraid of you for you to establish that you are a man.
Yeah.
So for a man, you need to be loving, you need to be caring, you need to be open to conversations which are okay with you and which are not okay to you. Conversations that may hurt you or that may make you. So when you think on that avenue, I think one is able to grow as a man and to change your definition of a man. Because as a man, we are meant to be strong, we are meant to be masculine, we are meant to be the providers. Those are the basic general things that we are meant to achieve.
Let me go back on something you've said. you said that as a man you should have a circle of friends that will help you figure things out, that are close to you, and that act as a pillar when things are not going okay. Now my question is, with the society that you're living in currently, how will you know, how will you be able to unpick, pinpoint friends? Okay, let me paraphrase it. Okay. How will you know that out of these 5 people, this one person we can really go somewhere with that person, we can really help each other out in one or the other, we can really grow each other out? How will you be able to establish that?
One, when you are choosing friendships, friends, people who are moving in the same direction, people who are ambitious as you are, have achieved, are striving to achieve the level that you are wishing to be. That's the one line I may say we look at when choosing friendships. So when it comes to choosing mainly friendships, I may say you need to find friends who are walking in the same direction as you, or are even far ahead of you, that you are trying to reach to that level. Yeah, it is challenging, but when you have people who are challenging you as your friends, you even challenge yourself more to become a better man, to become a better person. So when you make friendships with these people, the one question is, are you headed in the same direction with them? Do they value you? Do they take you and move in the same direction as you are moving? Or are you just being there to be seen? Are you there as a burden? Are they taking you as a burden? When you find where you are valued and where your value is adding something to this friendship, that's when you can know who your true friends are, because you're told a friend in me is a friend indeed. So how many needs of your friends can you be able to solve so that they may be able to solve your needs also? How many situations will you face together and you be of some help and they be of the same enough help to you? In short, beneficial value, because there's no relationship you will say that it's one way. It will always need to be both ways, even when it comes to friendship, to relationships, to our loved ones, to each and every single person out there. They will expect you to give and to get something in return. So even if you say sometimes friendship does not need to be beneficial, at some point it needs to be for us to know where we are headed, because I will not be investing my whole time into you and you're not willing to work on yourself to become a better version of yourself.
Another question. How do you keep and how do you retain the friends that you have in your circle?
Well, when it comes to retaining friends, what are the common things you do with friends? Everyone has their liking and dislikes. Everyone has their shortcomings and their strengths. So when we choose our friends and to keep that circle alive, one, mainly, let's say you find things you do together that make you happy together. Well, is it going out having talks like we are doing? Is it going on events to help other youths, young kids? Some friends of yours may be spiritual. Some you may go to them attending church keishas and all of that. Some, their minds are business oriented. So any business talks somewhere will make you and help you improve the bond you want to have with that person. So as you walk this life, you will find different friends who are of value to you at different purposes and have different purposes in your life. Some will make you more spiritual. Some will make you more aware of yourself. Some will give you more financial guidance more than any other person around you. So the main thing is, when you choose a friend, you try to be, as I said, well-rounded, that you can balance your friendships and do the things you love and they love at the same time without bringing no harm to one another. So when you balance on all of that, you may be able to find a much more fruitful relationship moving forward.
So the topic was about building a man who has just finished school, on campus rather. What do you think about men building themselves spiritually? Because I believe in spiritual matters, in spiritual context, this is something that most men don't think about. And I think out of 10 people, I would like to argue that 6 or 7 out of the 10 ni women who are spiritually inclined.
Yeah.
Most men are not.
Yeah.
And do you rather think that spiritual inclination has an impact in success, or how should somebody go about it?
Well, I'll give an example with a book I've read. It's called Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Pierre Vincent. This is a believer and a pastor, but he teaches men on how to be better upon themselves and all people in all terms. In the book, he says one needs to be spiritually aware, and you take God as your partner, as your companion, above anything else. Before you have a partner, before you have that friend, you should have that God aspect in your life, that you're talking to God as a partner, as your close friend, the person you can go your day with without not talking to them. So in each and every single situation, you may not be, how I said this, so you may not have dived into the spiritual world of being a holier than thou, if I may say so, when it comes to spiritual matters, but maintaining a healthy relationship with God that you feel is worthy of your time and you feel like you're giving God the deserved attention is much more better, because you will be able to have that strength to go. Mainly things are spiritual before they come into physical. So when you talk to God, even though you may not be having those deep prayers, but even a short prayer, even a short murmur, you're telling God something with your heart. It helps you in first calming your heart, calming your mind. So when you have a calm sense of spirit and nature, you can have a better relationship with God. So the best version of having a good relationship with God is you maintaining, let's say, a prayerful life, and maybe the little words, Bible verses, as you practice them, you may try to practice them actually in real life. You see how God works in wonders and natures.
Okay, so what is your concept of religion and spirituality? How do you define religion and spirituality?
Well, religion, as we know, there are different religions all over the world. The one thing I choose to believe in is that there is a God alone, a creator of all things of the universe. And that's the one thing mainly we base our lives all upon. Whether you are a believer, unbeliever, pagan, whichever religion you choose to go into, you'll find there's a God. So when I say, when you believe in God, the God that you truly serve, things become easier, because I cannot diminish somebody else's faith.
True.
So you choose to believe. If you believe that God, let's say for example, there's Christian, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, everyone has their own version of our Lord and Savior. When they take on that version of religion, they take that to become the better versions of themselves, to improve themselves, to become a better being than they were. Wherever they are lacking, they are filled and they become whole. So personally, I would recommend you take a religion that you believe in and that has been working for you, and you work towards it.
True.
Personally, for me, it's Christianity. For others, it may be different, but it's still religion. Whoever you choose to believe in God, it's on your own court. But I will recommend it.
It's okay. So let's go back a little bit. Now we go back to the question. The question of the day was, how do you help somebody who has just finished campus, school, basically somebody who wants to start in life? Now, I would like for us to go step by step, and we try to figure out in our own knowledge and in our own definition, of course. This is not a working frame. It's not definitely something that they should follow to the core. It is just our knowledge. So, umseshamaliza shule, what do you think is the first thing that they should do?
First thing wanafaa wafanye, they should sit down, think of a plan they want to achieve, because we all have dreams, goals and visions. And if you can go about life without making plans of what your future you want it to look like, you are destined to fail. So you need to have a plan. You may have a plan, write down your plan, your dreams, your goals, what you will want to achieve in the next 1 year, 2 years, and be realistic, because we have finished, for example, we have finished schools as young men. We need to grow, we need to achieve. You may be ambitious, but don't be over ambitious.
True.
Limit yourself to certain goals according to a span of, let's say, a month, 2 months to 1 year, to what you can achieve, to what you can do. When you set those goals, work each and every single day, going step by step, working towards them. Some will be challenging, some you may fail, but you'll still get back on the track. Work on yourself mainly. One thing I will encourage, when you have that plan, try to follow it to the core. Choose a coach and a mentor. Those are two people you should have in your life who are to guide you and to show you the way. People you aspire to be, or even to be better than. Somebody who can be there in your life. Mainly, along the way, coaches will coach you, telling you what you need to do and what you need to change. Mentors will make way and paths for you where you had no chance. Like they will sit and talk to you in rooms, areas where they are, and you're not, you have not reached to that level. So you'll have somebody working on you on the other end, telling people, this young man can do this and this and that. A coach will be there to guide you through each and every single day. So when you have the coach and the mentor, I think one can go far as a young man who's upcoming and who's willing to go to another level. Yeah.
So number one is strategizing.
Strategizing, you need to have a plan. Then you need to find a coach, somebody to guide you through each and every single day's life activities.
So number two is getting a coach and a mentor.
Yeah. A coach, then a mentor.
A coach, then a mentor.
Yeah.
A coach is somebody who helps you through the progress. Basically, is there
progress.
Through every step of the way.
Yeah.
Step to step.
Each and every single step is there to guide you, to work with you, to help you change behavior and shortcomings that are around your life.
Yeah.
Then a mentor is somebody you aspire to be or to be greater than. Somebody who can mention you in closed rooms where he is at the level he is at, to give you those chances to become, to go to a higher level.
Where you want to.
Yeah, where you want to be.
Yeah. Okay. And for me, excuse me. I think for me, number one is understanding. Getting to know who you are. Number one is getting to know who you are. What do I mean by that? What I mean is most people, you see, for example, when you finish school, they just get into jobs, freelancing, they're trying this and that and that. It is not bad, but most people do not get to ask themselves the question of, who am I? Who am I? As in, who am I as Chris Neritu? Who am I as Eric?
True.
Where do I want to be? Where do I want to go? The reason I am phrasing, I am putting this as number one is, the moment you know who you are, you are able to know what you want at the moment and who you want to be in the next 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years.
True.
So this will help you with you choosing the line of work that you want.
Yeah.
For example, I personally, I have a key interest in philosophy. I love reading philosophy. I love reading about the likes of people who are there, who existed long before, as in the special kinds of mind, Marcus Aurelius, and so on. So for me, and I'm very good at conversing, communication. That is why I chose podcasting. You see, and it helped me save a lot of energy, because I could have indulged myself in so many things and I could have wasted a lot of time. And then I came to realize, and I came to figure it out later, after 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years of trying a lot of things, that this is not my passion and this is not what I want.
Okay.
But still, however, there is an advantage of trying a lot of things, because it opens your mind to a wide variety of things. However, however, you'll spend a lot of time in so many things, and you'll spill your energy in so many things that don't require your energy.
Being a jack of all trades.
But will never be a speciality of any.
Yeah.
So number one is knowing yourself. For me, number two, you'll have to to put yourself out there. You'll have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You'll have to start networking. You'll have to start looking for jobs, internships. You'll have to put yourself out there in the world. You'll have to learn. You'll have to grow. You'll have to fail. You'll have to redo. You'll have to undo. You have a lot of learning to do. Basically, expose yourself to the big environment.
Okay.
Expose yourself to the big environment. And number 3, for me, now this is where your point comes in. You get a coach and a mentor. You get a coach and a mentor. After exposing yourself, number 1, you've gotten to know what you want. Number 2, you've exposed yourself and you've come to realize, wait, as much as I want this, I'll have to adjust for this and that.
True.
And after adjusting, you get a coach and a mentor, because now you have the clear picture of where you want to be, where you want to go. Now you have a mentor and a coach, where they are, where you want to be at. They know the way to get there. Now they will help you.
True.
The reason for me, I have used those 3 takeaways as the working frame for me, is because if you follow those working frames, you will be happy and you will attain success. Because if you do something that you enjoy, and if you know who you are, that means definitely whatever you do is something that you enjoy doing. It's not something that you're forced. It's something that you can wake up and still enjoy doing over and over again. So you'll be happy and you will be successful. There are so many people in this world who are very successful, but they are not happy in any way. They don't love their jobs. They wish each day that the day ends, and the following morning they wish the day ends, and it is a cycle that never ends. The 9 to 5 cycle. Because of course, at the end of the day, we all need finances. We all need to compensate for our daily expenses and everything else. But I'm quite sure 70 to 80% of us are not happy in the jobs that we are in the moment.
True.
And it is not an easy road for you going for what you want. It is not an easy road. It is very hard. It is very hard. But I think and I feel that is the price to pay for you to do something that you enjoy.
Something you're passionate about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that is my POV. That is my point of view.
It's also a very sound view. It's a good view of life and how, as young men, we should work towards achieving our goals and dreams. Now we can combine those ideas together to form a better or a master plan to how to become young men who are making it out here in this world.
True.
Yeah.
True. And we've not talked about the emotional aspect of a man. How should you grow about by the emotional aspect? I mean the emotional intelligence. How will that man, how will that young man, how will that young kid know how to integrate his emotions? How will he know when he's angry, he needs to walk out of the room? Because for us men, expressing our sad feelings, our negative feelings, it is hard. And most of us it is through anger, because most of us don't know how to cry, and we don't cry. For most of us it is anger. And through history we all know that anger is very bad.
True.
Anger leads to a lot of bad decisions, a lot of bad things come from anger. So what steps do you think that this young man or this young lad should take, should know on how to integrate his emotions during the walk of life?
Well, emotionally, as men, many of us are lacking in that aspect. Many young men lack, many elderly men lack. You find somebody is successful, yes, but they have never learned how to manage their own emotions and behaviors and how they react to situations. So the first thing I would say is, as a young man, one needs to deal with the triggers that affect his life. Situations that trigger you, environments, people that may trigger you, conversations that may trigger you. The first thing you should learn is to identify what is not comfortable, what is not okay according to your aspect and to your environment or to your safe space. Because as a young man, you need to protect your mind emotionally, physically, mentally. Each and every single aspect of you needs to be a safe space for you to be the alpha man you desire to be in the future. So as you walk and talk, you need to find the balance to knowing where you are lacking. When you know where you're lacking or where it is that mainly your triggers are happening, those environments, you should work on them. You should work on your anger issues. You should work on your emotional instabilities and how you react to situations, on how you talk to situations, on how you approach even situations, and how you talk to people. When you learn how to challenge yourself to become a better version by mainly, let me say, reading books, finding solace in God in prayer, and choosing cool environments where you can sit down and meditate and just let go of all your anger and stresses, I think you'll be able to become a better, strong individual in the future. So as a young man, when you learn to deal with your triggers, now you need to fill your mind and your space with something more. Because mainly, triggers that used to affect you are now a thing of the past. You have dealt with them.
Yeah.
Now you need to fill that space, that void that was there, that was being left by the triggers you had, with something positive and something beneficial that can make you grow. Maybe it's your affection towards your friends and families and loved ones. You may change that. You may decide to take new hobbies that will help you to release your stresses. For example, you can take chess, you can play darts, you can play pool, something that's a leisure activity, but it helps you to relax as a man and helps you to think about the situations that you are facing in life and how to deal with them calmly and coolly without overreacting or even hurting the people around you.
And how do you deal, how can one learn how to deal with the triggers, with their own personal triggers? Per se, for example, you see, for men are really bad with talking. Because of argument, men are really bad with arguments. True. You see, that is how you see most men settle their disagreements with fists, which is not a good way, but it is how we see how that is the way of men. How this man, how will this guy know how to deal with a woman who talks bad, who verbal diarrhea, basically, you get the point. And it is a big trigger, because I think for men, words are triggers for men. Mostly negative words, your insults, abusive language. For most men, those are triggers. They are hurtful. So how would men find a way of maneuvering through such things?
Well, one thing, you can create an environment that is comfortable. You shape an environment, let's say, with the people you're talking to, the people you're arguing to, because arguments are part of our day-to-day life. But when you create, you can make an environment either better or worse than you found it. If somebody comes to you with an angry tone, a shouting tone, you need to approach it with a calm, cool and collected tone that sets the mood and emotion that this person is not violent, they are cool. So even if they are coming to you in all the wrong ways, judging, accusing, shouting and cursing, you will find that they will question themselves, because you are not overreacting or reacting to the way they expected. When you have a cool, collected, emotional state, even though you are not fully cool, because you're also learning how to manage yourself. When you learn to manage your emotions in front of people, a lot of people will have nothing to use against you. They will lack the value, because you may find you're in an argument, but they argue, they talk, they curse, but you are calm. You tell them, it's okay, I understand your point of view. This is what I'm trying to say. Can we come up with a solution that we can solve this issue together without anger issues, judgments, or compromise for our own dignity and our own respect for one another? When you put your emotions, the issue on the table, that you want to handle it and solve it on both ends, them and you, it makes a good leveling ground, a good foundation for the talk that you are going to have. But if you approach the same situation with an angry tone, if they tell you and start cursing at you, and you do the same to them because you are angry, they are out of place, you won't solve nothing. The only thing it will cause more harm to the relationship that you have with the people around you. Because one, you'll have ruined your own self-respect, you'll have ruined the respect of others, and mainly people will view you differently because you are an outspoken person as they saw you, yet for this one time you chose to be vulgar, which is not okay. So I will say first, choosing to be in a cool and a collected environment. If an environment is violent, you can walk out of that environment. If it's an area you are arguing and causing trouble, you can walk out. You can tell them, we'll talk on this issue later when you're calm and I'm calm, so that we can talk like rational adults, which is much better than just shouting at one another. Yeah.
So basically the man should learn how to have composure.
Composure, yes, and also being humble enough, even in challenging situations. Yes, sometimes humility may be taken as you are a lesser
weakness.
As a weakness, or you are less of a man. But I don't think sometimes it saves you from a lot of trouble and a lot of drama. So when you choose to be humble, yes, you are not humble to the extent that they can walk all over you. Yet, but you choose to be peaceful to a level that somebody may see you're not choosing the violence way of how you talk to people. When you are calm and collected and humble enough to talk and solve issues like mature people do, I think the environment will change. So you will think of new things of how to tackle issues that you face in the future. And in the future, those people may respect you a lot more because they brought a situation that was to take you down, but you solve it like a mature person.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is really powerful, Bana.
Yeah.
It's really powerful. It has got me thinking. I think being a man is like learning how to be the ultimate version of a human being. Because when you truly say, well, you have to learn how to be all round. You have to learn how to be all round. Because as a man, you can never run away from responsibility. You have to be responsible for your actions, for your words, for everything. So in this context, I think as a man, it is really a humble calling, and it requires a lot of weight and strength for you to maneuver, for you to have principles, for you to stick with them, and for you to be solid when everything is not solid.
True. And to be the strength.
I think it is an art that people need, that people rather need to learn.
And it takes time.
It is not easy.
It's not
because
easy.
some people will see it as weakness.
Yeah. Someone may see it as weakness, you see it as your strength. The things that make you a better man. Some will view them as weaknesses. Some will see them as you are timid to other people. Yet it's your way of becoming a better version of yourself, which some people may not understand because let's say they are violent or they have not even made peace with themselves yet. So if you choose to give in to that violence that you are pouring out, it also means you have not conquered yourself as a man. You have not conquered your traumas, your battles that you are fighting inside. So when you bring out the worst version of yourself to other people who are bringing the worst versions of themselves out there, it becomes a war. And that cannot be quenched with just fists. You need to take your time. You'll also need to heal and to forgive yourself for the things you did and the things you have ever done that are not presentable to you and are not respectful to you first before you go even to forgiving others.
True.
Yeah.
That got me thinking. How many people and how many men take time to go through traumas and PTSDs, things that cause depression to them at an early age, things that affect them mentally, other issues, lack of love from parents and mama. How many men take the time to go through all those issues, and how many men take the time to reflect on how those issues affect them in their day-to-day life? Because I think it really has a big and significant effect on the lives of men day to day. So I think, we as men, we should also take the time to go through our minds and our hearts, and mostly our minds. Our minds part is for us to integrate situations that have happened in the past, for us to learn the meaning, for us to draw a lesson from it. The hard parts include we should also learn how to forgive other people, because I really think with men, forgiving is not a cup of tea. It really doesn't come that naturally.
Yeah, true.
We have to forgive past events, and we have to let things go, and also letting things go. And we have to we have to find a way of letting the negative energy or the negative vibe or the negative feelings away from our heart, because I think they make us dark and they make us a bad version of ourselves. Basically, we all have to heal.
We all have.
Now the question is, how do you start healing? And what is healing? What is the difference? What are you healing from? So I think that is a whole topic that now we should plan to talk about healing and everything that comes around it.
Yeah.
So let's go back to this guy who has just finished school. What else do you think that we can add on it, or we can add?
Well, the thing we can add, apart from being financially stable, you need to find family and loved ones who are supportive. Yes, I know some may not take family members as the kind to take them as you are going for you to achieve your success. But some who have taken family members, loved ones, as their backbone or as their strengths, have achieved a lot. You see people who have made it in life, and they asked when they are receiving the highest awards in their life, they say, I'm grateful for my father, I'm grateful for my mom, I'm grateful for my brother, for they stood by me even when I didn't believe in myself.
True.
So you need loving and people who have always been around your life, who have been your, let me call it backbone, who have been your strength when you are weak. You need those kind of people around you. Not friends, not everyone. Yes, you need friends and all of that still. Though family, somebody you are related to, somebody who can push you, and still you may know that they love you no matter what. They give you the motivation to work, to be the best version of yourself. They push you and they make you push yourself to become an even better person than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
Because they give you hope, they make you believe and start to dream again and again of the challenges that you have overcome and you have been facing.
Yeah.
So having that family member or somebody in your family, or the whole family, if it's capable, and if you have a loving family, somebody to give you a pat on the back.
Yeah.
When you fail, when you are working towards goals and achievements that seem impossible to you and to them also, but people who still believe in you and encourage you, I think that is one of the greatest factors that makes one as a man, as a young man, to move forward and to have a hope for the future that he doesn't see.
To have a supportive, let's call it family, the larger family, or the inner family, having people who have your back and support you. That is very important. That is very important. Considering the fact that we as human beings, we are emotional beings, and time to time we all collapse emotionally. That is very true, because even for me, personally, I could not really be here if it is not for the support of my family. If it is not really for the support of them, I could not have attained the level of success that I have attained at that particular moment. It really could not have been it really could not have been possible if it is not for them. The mental success, not even growing mentally, it is really a success. Thinking in the era, in the age that you are, comparing yourself to your peers, it really is a success also. The stability, either mentally, emotionally, good health, good physique. So I think there is a lot of things that we all need to be grateful of, that we are not grateful of.
True.
I think something that I can add on that is fix yourself before you try to fix others.
True.
Be there for yourself before you try to be there for other people. Because the only way, just the way you've told me today, the only way you can be there for them is by you being there for yourself in the first place.
True.
The only way we can heal the world, or you can make it a better place,
is by starting with you.
Exactly. If we start working on ourselves as individuals, let us stop trying to heal the society as a society. Let's start healing ourselves as an individual,
so that we can make the society heal.
True. So start working on yourself wherever you are, or whichever it is, in whichever way that you decide. Whether it is physically, start with some push-ups. If it is a man, of course, start with some push-ups. Eat well. In in any way, emotionally, trying to integrate your traumas, your triggers, emotional triggers, just as we've tackled.
Yeah.
Mentally, try to know what breaks you mentally, what is your breaking point.
Yeah.
And I think an advice that I could tell people is don't let people see your weaknesses, because some people will use it against you. People will use your weaknesses against you. So find a way of concealing your weaknesses and try to make it look as if they are your strengths. Just like they say, when your weakest appear strongest, and when your strongest appear weakest. It really helps. It really helps in maneuvering life.
But if you have wonderful and true friends, you can show them your weaknesses. They'll help you to.
They'll help you on that. But
People
now
who
only
can
true
help,
friends.
not only true friends you can show your weaknesses for them to help you to grow.
Yeah, very true, very true, very true. Because it is not everybody that is your friend. Not everybody who shows you their teeth is a true friend.
It's a true friend.
Some are wanasemanga, it is a wolf in a sheepskin.
On a sheep's clothing. So yes, those true friends, they can help you. You can show them your weaknesses. They can not really show them, but they can learn of your weaknesses so that they may know how to tackle and help you. That you can also show your coach, because he's there guiding you each and every single day to become a better person. So even if you do not have to show the whole circle of friends that you have, if you have one true friend and a coach that you can tell and rely on, they can show you a lot. They can take you a lot. They may bring you a lot farther than you ever thought, because they may turn your weaknesses into your strengths.
It's true.
Yeah.
And they cannot know if you do not tell them or show them in the first place.
They cannot know or even fathom what you're going through if you have not yet explained and sat them down and told them what you're facing and what you're challenged about. Yeah.
So the thing is showing your weaknesses to the right people, or to the right set of people who will not use it against you.
True.
Because if you show them to the wrong people, it will be more disaster than
it will be more disastrous, because they'll use them against you. But if you show the right people and the people who have the right mindset to see you grow and move farther than before, I think you'll be safer and much more appreciative, because they will have been part of your success. They will also be happy when you succeed, because they are true friends and people who rely upon you.
True.
Yeah.
And they have been with you through the walk of the journey.
Yeah.
Actually, that is something that helps people bond a lot. It is being intimate with one's weaknesses.
Yeah.
The moment I show you my weaknesses and I am comfortable with me telling you, and I find a safe haven in you, it is really a bonding. It is really a bonding.
Yeah.
So, tunaweza ongeza.
I think apart from that, young men out here should be strong.
Strong.
Yeah, we all need to be strong. We all need to be strong out here. Yeah, we need to be strong for one another, and we need to lean on one another.
Yeah.
I think if young men could take the ideals that ladies and women have, if you go out there and you see a reporter, a lady doing a podcast, and they ask, what are men for in this world? Many men will say they are good for building, creating. But if you ask the women, what are men for? They'll say nothing. Because there's nothing good that comes out of them. Mainly, let's say, maybe some of them it's because they have been. Okay, so at the end, the only thing that matters is the bond that men have with one another. So as a man, you should lean on your fellow man, as a friend, as a partner, as somebody who can motivate and guide you to be a well-able man in the future. Yeah.
So this means that we as men, we should be more cohesive and adhesive, and we should form better relationships to help each other, basically through networking.
True.
The next place.
Yeah, in order to grow together.
Yeah, and I think that is it for today. It has been me, Chris Nderitu, your host, alongside
Eric Mwangi, your greatest friend.
And you'll see you in the next episode.
Okay, ciao. Okay, so at the end, The only thing that matters is the bond that men have with one another. So as a man, you should lean on your fellow man, as a friend, as a partner, as somebody who can motivate and guide you to be a well-able man in the future. Yeah.
So this means that we as men, we should be more cohesive and adhesive, and we should form better relationships to help each other, basically through networking.
True.
Ndio tusaidiane tufike the next place.
Yeah, in order to grow together.
Yeah, and I think that is it for today. It has been me, Chris Nderitu, your host, alongside
Eric Mwangi, your greatest friend.
and you'll see you in the next episode.
Okay, ciao.